million fewer people behind bars than the United States, and they have 4 times the population. This is what is happening right now in this country. Let's look at the issues of the day and see how they relate to the world's smallest political quiz, written by David Nolan in 1969. How prophetic. On the first 10 questions, and you've all taken it, on the personal issues side, government should not censor speech, press, media, or internet. Agree. Military service should be voluntary. There should be no draft. Agree. I don't think David Nolan could even comprehend how we have become so offensive in what we've done militarily. I don't think he even envisioned what we've done. We need to stop with the military interventions. Stop the police state. Stop the militarization of law enforcement in this country. Repeal the Patriot Act, abolish Homeland Security, and stop NSA spying. David Nolan, Libertarian, 1969. There should be no laws regarding sex for consenting adults. Agree. Let's recognize marriage equality. It's constitutional. Repeal laws prohibiting adult possession and use of drugs. I have to tell you, as a high school senior, 1971 civics class, I had smoked marijuana for the first time, and I had smoked marijuana. It was something that I was partaking in. And the police detective comes to civics class, and he says, and he lights up a marijuana smell-alike deal, and he said, if you smell this, you run. Because you're going to want to commit crime, you're going to want to do bad things, and we're going to lock you up and throw you in jail. Gary Johnson here. I just read where 10 million Americans smoke marijuana on a regular basis. Are you going to put 10 million people behind bars? I don't know about those 10 million, young man, but we'll get you, I guarantee you. Well, they've done a good job in trying to do that. And it looks like we have reached a tipping point. Thank you very much, Colorado. Yes! Legalize marijuana. Thank you very much, State of Washington. Legalize marijuana. This is the tipping point. This is us. This is the Libertarian Party. And this goes way back. David Nolan. There should be no national ID card. This was written in 1969. Well, now it's resurfaced, of course, with immigration issue. And when it comes to immigration, look, immigration is a good thing. We're a country of immigrants. Let's make it as easy as possible for somebody who wants to come into this country and work to get a work visa. Not a green card, not citizenship, but a work visa. Now it entails a background check. So no criminals are coming into the country and working, but let's make it easy. Immigration is a good thing. Number 6, and now we go to economic issues. David Nolan, 1969. End corporate welfare. No government handouts to business. Agree. Let's eliminate income tax. Let's eliminate corporate tax. Let's eliminate the IRS. That would send pink slips to about 80% of Washington lobbyists, because that's why they're there, to garner their corporate welfare, and both political parties are anxious to hand it all out. 1969, David Nolan, end government barriers to free trade. That is genuine. Look, we put up barriers to free trade. Is China a military threat when they're such a gigantic trading partner? Come on, give me a break. Free markets. Free markets really are the panacea. when we look at education in this country, when we look at health care in this country, how about genuine free market approaches to both of those issues? Education, the model of the future, is free. It's the Khan Academy on the internet that offers free education from kindergarten through the 12th grade. We talk about adding cost to education. We could be talking about spending a quarter instead of $1 that we're currently spending. I mean, that's the model of the future. But who's verbalizing this? Nobody. Libertarians are verbalizing this. Healthcare, genuine free market approaches to healthcare. When the whole health, I reject the fact that we have an insurance model for healthcare. We would have insurance to cover ourselves for catastrophic injury and illness, and in a genuine free market approach to healthcare, we would pay as you go because everything would be really competitive and affordable. There would be gallbladders are us, offering gallbladder surgery for thousands of dollars as opposed to tens of thousands of dollars. Number 8, David Nolan, 1969. Let people control their own retirement. Privatize Social Security. Agreed. Replace government welfare with private charity. Agreed. And this is one of these philosophically, I totally agree, reality. I would like to tell you that I'm not speaking hypocritically here. I hate hypocrites, and it seems there are more hypocrites in politics than any other area. But when it comes to welfare reform in New Mexico, I implemented welfare reform in New Mexico. And the idea was that if you were receiving $1 in welfare benefits, how about the notion that you could go out and get a job and make $1, and the government would cut back their subsistence from $1 to 75 cents. The notion was an incentive to go work, and you would still receive money from the government, but less money. I mean, incremental step to reform welfare, getting people to work. All of the help wanted signs in New Mexico went down. They all went down in a period of weeks. Immediately, I was sued by the legislature that said I could not do this administratively. I mean, this was an executive action that I put into place. Well, the Supreme Court ruled that in fact I had overstepped my bounds, and after about 6 weeks, 2 months, clearly help wanted signs down, people went and got jobs, people were benefiting, all the help wanted signs went back up, and the legislature refused to send me legislation to codify what we had proven would work. So this is the reality of governing. And the reality of governing is that you can make a gigantic difference. And it's something that as libertarians, I think we need to recognize that incremental is okay, but keep your eye on the ball. And the eye on the ball is to eliminate welfare. That's the eye on the ball. And then lastly, David Nolan, 1969, cut taxes and spending 50% or more. I agree. It is something that can be done. But I'm afraid the reality is because we have 3 branches of government, that you can approach this incrementally. But unless we're willing to elect a benevolent dictator every 8 or 10 years, which isn't a bad idea, to straighten these things out, may or may not, it's going to happen incrementally. Anyway, this is our heritage. This is our heritage. It's something that we should be proud of. I'm proud of all of you for being out there and taking this on front line. Looking ahead to the next presidential election, regardless of who the nominee is, and I know many of you attended the event last night talking about the presidential debates, I think it's really essential. It's the only way that a libertarian potentially has the opportunity to win, and that would be to be on stage in the presidential debates. And if I may relay to you an experience that I had growing up, and for those of you last night, I apologize for repeating this, but it's something that I think you've all seen play out, and that is that as a young person I went to a debate in Albuquerque, congressional debate. You had the Libertarian, you had the Republican, and you had the Democrat. And here are the 25 people in the bar after the fact, and everybody's talking about the debate, and there's this question, well, who won the debate? and there is this collective 25, 30 people that goes, well, the Libertarian won the debate. No debate over who won the debate. The Libertarian won the debate, but who are we going to vote for? Because we want to vote for somebody that's going to win. Well, we're not winning elections currently, but our issues are advancing. And if you just want to look at marriage equality, if you just want to look at drug reform, if you just want to look at military intervention, the fact that in Syria, the president is girded, Congress is girded to go and aid the Syrian rebels, right? And they're just going to dot the I's and cross the T's on how Congress, how the United States is going to make this happen. And lo and behold, 80% of Americans are against that happening. Well, we can take credit for that mindset, for that, let's look at this from a different standpoint. I'm, again, proud to be representing all of you, trying to do the best job articulating these issues in a way that people can understand and realize that everybody is a libertarian. And let me reiterate, let's make sure that Democrats recognize that. Let's add Democrats. Let's make the media recognize that Democrats are libertarians. Republicans are libertarians. Conservatives are libertarians. Liberals are libertarians. I don't know about the Tea Party. Thank you very much.